Let's start with mixing 150 grams of all-purpose flour and 50 grams of semolina flour. As a general rule, for each 100 grams of flour you use, you should also add an egg, but it really depends on feel. For this recipe, we will use 3 eggs. Once it's fully incorporated, we can transfer it to the table, adding a little bit of flour to avoid the dough from sticking. Next, we're going to let our dough rest, wrapping it so it doesn't dry out. When you're ready, divide the dough into 4 smaller portions so it's easier to work with. If your dough is still sticking to your kitchen tools or your table, use semolina flour. This prevents sticking and is ideal as the dough will not absorb it, keeping it soft and fresh. Stretch out the dough manually using a rolling pin, passing your hand over to feel its thickness and adjust accordingly for an even consistency. Once uniform, we will roll it, being careful not to press too hard, then cutting the pasta. To make the butterfly, bow, or farfalle shape, start with a fork marking the edges of the pasta. Then with some egg wash, press the center. When you're making pasta at home, it's always best to use a machine. Before passing the dough through the machine, we need to make sure it's flat enough to go through. When using a machine at home, it's also important to keep the same pace and to pass the dough through the same level before changing it. This machine conveniently has the shapes for spaghetti and tagliatelle. However, if your pasta machine doesn't have these settings, you can also make them by hand, just like we rolled the pasta, only cutting into thinner strips. For the stuffed pasta, we're going to make a simple ricotta and spinach stuffing. Pasta could be stuffed with anything as long as it doesn't have too much liquid. Spoon some stuffing in the center of the pasta, coating the edges in egg wash before covering it with another layer, pressing firmly down along the edges to close them. Before scoring it with a fork, trim the edges for a clean square, keeping the leftover scraps for later. For the next shape, cut your pasta in circles, adding your stuffing and applying the egg wash like before. Once your corners are wet, press them together. Repeat the process, but instead of folding to the front, fold downwards. To cook fresh pasta, you simply need water and salt. Regularly, you don't need to cook it for over 5 minutes.